So, remember when about a year ago, I made a video talking about my initial reaction to Doey and how I said he looked like a Gartner Band character if the Fork brothers were good at 3D modeling? Well, when the Chapter 5 trailer came out, people started calling her a well-modeled Gartner Band character. And she is now my favorite Poppy Playtime character. Period. Do you sense the irony here? Poppy Playtime Chapter 5 has not yet released at the time I'm first typing out this script. But that's not going to stop me from finishing the script before Chapter 5 comes out, because why not? With that being said... Oh my prototype! This game looks so peak! The music is fantastic, the graphics received a significant upgrade, it actually looks scary, and the new characters look so unique and creative. It really does look like Mob Entertainment took the criticism of Chapter 4 to heart and are doing all they can to make this chapter bigger and better than before. Sure, there are some graphical and lighting issues, but a trailer doesn't reflect the final product. So, I have lots of hope those issues will be fixed in the final release. And unlike last time, there isn't a single design I take issue with. Even if my stance on Doey has changed since that last video, but I digress. However, there was one part of this chapter that immediately piqued my interest. In the second trailer, Welcome Home, we got a tease at a new character that would show up in the chapter. A character that immediately got my attention in a good way. And, judging by both the thumbnail and title of this video, you probably already know who the heck I'm talking about.
We're going to have so much fun!
At the time, I had no idea who this was. But after a bit of research, and by that I mean just watching YouTube videos, I discovered this character was most likely Lily Lovebraids. Though, when I first saw her, I couldn't help but call her Rumi for obvious reasons. Lily immediately caught my attention for reasons I can't put into words. Maybe it was her unique puppet design, a toy I don't think we've ever seen before in this franchise, surprisingly. Maybe it was her vibrant purple colors, or maybe it was just her voice acting. Whatever the reason, something about her caught my attention. So, when the gameplay trailer came out, you can only imagine what my reaction was to Lily's design. Wait, no, you can't only imagine it. I made a video on my reaction. I think I have a new favorite character. And look at that design. Yeah, I think this is my new favorite character. Oh, wow, she's short. She's so short. I can't help but feel like she's like a combination between Rumi and Midnight Sparkle. Am I the only one getting those vibes? In short, I think Lily Lovebraids is my new favorite character. I think it's safe to say I was pretty hyped. So, when the chapter released on February 18th, 2026, I had conflicting feelings on the chapter as a whole. It's gotten better with each watch, but it still has some problems. With that being said, holy shit! She's everything I could have ever wanted and more! Okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start with something simple. Her design. I absolutely love her design. Starting with the obvious, her hair. I love how when we first meet her, her hair is all wrapped up in a large bun? I think it's a bun. I don't know what that hairstyle is. But when she captures what? But when she captures us, her hair unwraps and reveals her 3 long braids, and they coil around us like snakes. How did they come up with this? It's such a unique design. I don't think I could come up with this, even if I tried. I also really like her outfit. The black overalls really stand out when contrasting with the purple shirt. And also, I was admittedly wrong about the puppet design. From what I can tell, she's supposed to be based on Barbie dolls, meaning she's a doll like Poppy. And that arguably makes her design more interesting, because unlike Poppy, Lily's movements are janky, stiff, clearly showing off the fact she has joints, unlike Poppy, whose movements are smoother and more human-like. And it also really helps sell the idea that Lily and Poppy are kind of like counterparts, but I'm sure we'll get to that later. Next up on the design train is her face. Oh my god, her face! It's so expressive and I love it! I just love her facial expressions. They're so exaggerated and perfectly fit the tone of her voice she gives, and her personality. Just look at these expressions and tell me they're not good. And that's not to mention whenever her eyes turn bloodshot, like when we first meet her, and in her jump scare. Now that's fucking terrifying! Moving on from her design, her voice acting is also just fantastic! Nicole Tompkins, I really hope I didn't butcher that, absolutely kills it with every line she speaks, perfectly encapsulating Lily's insanity and childlike nature, while also being able to emphasize her anger and fear. I also really like her chase, which is so chaotic in a fun way. Her hair destroys the windows and doors and throws obstacles in your path, while she slowly succumbs to her suppressed anger and sadness and blames us for ruining her party. Of course, we'll talk about the source of that suppressed emotion, but that's later. Now, of course, in a video full of positive talk, we need to throw something I don't like in the mix, which was her death scene. I was going to describe it, but you know what? I'll just play it and you'll see what I mean.
I let you into my house. I let you come to my tea party. And this is how you repay me.
That's it?
Yep, that's it. Nothing creative with her hair, like getting hung by her hair, or her hair catching on fire. Nothing unique. Boy. Originally, I typed out why I thought Lily might have survived. Only for
while actually making this video in one of the Poppy Playtime Discord VCs with the artist Amber, she actually confirmed that Lily was dead. You're not allowed to record people's voices in this server, but you'll just have to take my word for it.
She's just dead. She ain't coming back. So, yeah. That was Lily's death scene. She's actually dead. The developer confirmed it. I am so disappointed right now. They could have done anything else, but they picked the most generic death. A character falling down and getting crushed by a heavy object. It's literally in almost every single form of media you ever seen. Alright, I think we should get back to the positives before I lose my mind! Now it's time to get into what I like the most about Lily, her lore. To fully explain Lily's lore, we have to talk about a character known as Miss Gracie. Miss Gracie, also known as Gracie Green, was the lead counselor in the wellness and integration sector. She helped with brainwashing the kids into thinking they were their toy identities, and participated in field tests, like testing out Chum's mouth-stomach thing with a girl named Maggie. That sounds so wrong, even when you do have the context. But that aside, the main thing Miss Gracie did was help brainwash the kids into believing they were the toys they were turned into. If it wasn't obvious, Gracie is Lily. But something's not right. The only people who were turned into toys were the orphans and the people who helped in the Hour of Joy, as we see in the ARG with Preston. But the Smiling and Nightmare critters were clearly upset at her for what she did.
Open the door! We won't hurt you!
So, what's going on here? Well, please don't hate me, but I'm going to do what most other people in this community wouldn't ever dare to do. I'm going to defend Miss Gracie.
What? What the fuck?
Did he just say?
Aye, he did.
No, hold on, guys. Wait.
Now, before you all decide to turn me into an experiment, hear me out. What if we have a Preston or a Rowan Stoll situation? We've seen that whenever people both within and outside the company tried to get the word out about the bigger bodies, Boxy would get a free meal.
What?
So, what if Gracie didn't actually like the work, but she had to do it anyways because she knew the consequences? So, maybe, as a way to make up for the cruel work she was doing, she chose the job she did, so at the very least, she could try to comfort the kids through the pain and torment. And the toys clearly caught on to this. So, when the prototype began plotting the Hour of Joy, maybe he reached out to Miss Gracie so she could release some of the experiments and try to make up for what she did. This would lead to the critters tracking, cornering, and capturing Miss Gracie and handing her to the prototype so he could turn her into an experiment. Just like Preston. But unlike Preston, Gracie's actions weren't fully forgiven. So...
How embarrassing! I can't believe I thought you were actually in the room, Miss Gracie! Egg on my face! I love Huggy, and I love Kissy, and I love all the friends! I want to go home. No! We're gonna have a tea party! I love tea parties, and I love crumpets! Crumpets are the best! Please let me out! No, we can brush our hair and hang with the friends!
They brainwashed her. Her true self being buried deep in her subconsciousness as she slowly went insane and became the Lily Lovebraids we all know and love platonically.
I am a toy, Miss Gracie. I'm a good toy. I promise.
I don't feel safe.
But This tragic story doesn't end here, because even after she became one of them, just like that employee from the Chapter 3 ARG, she was seen as an outcast and kept locked away in Sweet Street. The prototype only giving her the bare minimum of food and water, just so there was a chance she'd die of either starvation or dehydration, giving her a slow and painful death. Lily knew she was seen as an outcast, but she couldn't help but worship the prototype anyway, because, according to him, he's a fucking god. She even might be striving to become the prototype's favorite. Listen to how she says this line.
No, Candy, not Poppy. She's always been his favorite.
I don't think it's a stretch to say Lily's jealous of the attention the prototype gives Poppy. Maybe this jealousy stems from Lily's goal to be the prototype's favorite. And maybe the reason she wants to be the prototype's favorite is because she thinks it'll finally get her to be accepted by the other experiments. And maybe that's the key to redeeming her if she survived. Is what I once said she wasn't dead! Lily's lore is what solidified her being my new favorite character for me, and even got me to feel some sympathy for the demon doll. A shame she's dead, so I can't continue to praise her, mob! But, yeah. Hopefully Boxy will be perfectly fine with being downgraded to second favorite. It's still a pretty good honor. He's right behind me, isn't he? I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed making it. As a post of mine said, my next video will be the Dinosaur Kingdom theory. So stay tuned for that. For now, have a great day, afternoon, or night. Depends on when you're watching this video.